Coach, back in the day, if an offense wanted to attack the entire width of the field, they usually would throw an out route from one hash all the way to the right side of the field. Things have changed.
Things have changed, and the topic is not new, but how to do it is new with the evolution of the spread offense. But how do you get athletes in space? Arguably the best athletes on the field are most of the time your wide receivers, and you want to be more creative in how to get the ball in their hand other than have to throw it all the time. So I wrote 53 1/3 because I remember when Dan Mullen and myself, when we went to Bowling Green, that was kind of the evolution of the spread offense. How do we force that defense to get out of that box and get athletes in space? Because what does every athlete want? They want space. And then all of a sudden the evolution of the jet sweep started. You have athletes like DeCorian Moore at Oregon, one of the best athletes in the Big Ten. You better get them touches. So let's just talk about back in the day was the I formation. You had 22 people within 5-6 yards of the line of scrimmage, and there was really no way to get the ball into space other than throwing the outcut to the field, which is very dangerous. The other way was option, but that opens up a whole other can of worms as far as health and safety of the quarterback. Do you really want to be running options? And then the jet sweep surfaced, probably 15, 20 years ago. Now it's part of everyone's offense. So again, how do you get an athlete in space? And how do you attack and force that defense to defend the width of the field, which is 53 1/3. All right, let's take a look at what Oregon did. It's a little unique because Oregon does not block the defensive end here. Let's block the perimeter first. Receiver, you're going to see they do an excellent job on videotape. They're going to block 1, 2, 3 outside in. 1, 2, and 3. The offense line, one of the few times they're not really relevant in this play. They're simply going to zone to the right. The quarterback is going to send DeCorian Moore in motion. He's going to hand off, and then you're going to see he cuts back. Tailback gives a little movement so the linebackers chase him. What does this force the defense to do? Defend 53 1/3 yards, but even more importantly, get your best athlete the ball in his hands. You know why? And I used to say that with some of the kids we had. If that guy touches the ball 5, 6, 7, 8 times, there's probably good things going to happen 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Get the ball in his hand. How do you do it? The simplest way is jet sweep.
And if I know Will Stein, the offensive coordinator at Oregon, he's going to have plays off of this.
Oh, absolutely. All right, Coach Donato, here we go. Here's Oregon. You can see Dante Moore at the line of scrimmage. He's going to send in motion one of the best athletes in the Big Ten, DeCorian Moore, the wide receiver at Oregon. Here's the handoff. I want you to watch a couple things. The offensive line here is going to the right, but they actually do not block the defensive end.
Right.
And with the fast motion, he gets around the end fast. When you decide to play the game in space like spread offenses do, the offense line, and you can tell this play, they're not that critical. But watch the perimeter blocking here. You got the tight end, the 2 receivers blocking.
Right.
Make contact, accelerate their feet, and you give DeCorian Moore space, good things happen. And that's what happened here. And then finally, talking about jet sweeps, and just because this segment has my name on it, it's called Urban Analysis, I get to pick the final play. This is 2018, the final game in the Horseshoe and the Rivalry game. Some guy named Paris Campbell, and whenever I say Paris Campbell, I say fast, fast. Take a look.
Paris Campbell down the side.